Part 45. Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yu Yet. Chapter 441. Then there are more detailed rules attached. For example, Sakayanagi-san from class A is good at chess. Chess, 1 player, playing time limit is 1 hour, overtime will result in loss, rules based on standard chess rules. Command Tower, instructions can be given after the team members have made 20 moves. The time limit is 30 minutes. Then there is Abacus. Abacus mental arithmetic, 2 people, time 30 minutes. Rules, a number appears on the screen every 0.0 seconds. Add them all up or mix addition and subtraction. There are 15 questions. The class with the first place wins in a competition of accuracy and speed. The Commander Tower has 1 opportunity to change the answer to any question. The third item is English. However, the English test in Class A is not a closed test but a test based on the scope of the first grade. It is a complete paper. This instantly increases the difficulty. The exam time is only 30 minutes, which can be said to be a bit stressful. Just looking at the rules of the exam is a headache. However, the projects offered by Class D also overlap with those of Class A. Among them, Class D also has English close, but Class D is simpler, just close. There is probably someone who is very good at this project. And chess. Stopping at the bulletin board, Sakayanagi Yuzo said to Oreki-san, "I didn't expect that Class D would also choose chess." "Can this be considered to be a telepathic connection?" she said with a smile. "I didn't expect that Class D would also have masters of chess." She is indeed cute. But there is no such master in Class D. Rather, what is chess to them? Is it similar to chess or something like that? I know nothing about it. Therefore, this is not a coincidence, but he specifically asked Horikita to write it down. Moreover, Horikita Suzun has been selected as the chess player of Class D. There is only one reason. Sakayanagi chose to fight Class D, perhaps because he was jealous, or perhaps because he hoped to make the students in Class A not too proud. Regardless of whether it's a business matter or a private matter, Oreki-san doesn't want to see a fight between the two sides. Sakayanagi likes chess very much, and chess is probably one of the final exam items. So, Oreki did this because he hoped that she could understand what kind of person Horikita-san was through chess. There is no need to start a fight. Thinking about this, Oreki-san said. Actually, Horikita-san has decided to participate in the chess event on his own, Oreki said. She will learn chess from scratch. Then she will face this exam head-on. If Class D's chess program is also selected, then Class A's chess program will also be selected. Then among the final 5 add 5 selections of 7 competitions, there is a high probability that chess can be selected. Really, Sakayanagi said. Then we can only let Kamuro-san be our class's chess player. Although I think Oreki-san is more suitable, since Oreki-san is not a newbie, it seems rude to Horikita-san. Sakayanagi let out a cute laugh. Oreki. He felt that he still underestimated the thickness of Sakayanagi-san's face. Because when the other party taught him to practice chess, apart from touching his hands, he didn't really learn much. So he is actually a newcomer here. Therefore, Kamuro-san didn't know that he was suddenly assigned a troublesome test item, and he had to practice chess starting from today. Oreki-san, on the other hand, headed to the library. Sakayanagi usually doesn't play chess with him for the sake of playing chess, but the chess test will be broadcast live. If the rain is too bad, you won't be able to see anyone. So I have to take advantage of the 2 weeks left to catch up and put it on the shelves. And then it became like this. Beep. Student card. Introduction to chess, special techniques of chess that even novices can understand. Oreki-san borrowed 5 or 6 books. It's really an incredible amount, and here in the library, a silver-haired girl who took a permanent seat looked over in surprise. As long as it's time to rest, you can basically find her here on the first floor. And she just saw Oreki-san searching for several books and then moving them all over. So Oreki-san's class has decided to treat chess as a formal exam, Hiri Shiina said. During the day, she also went to the bulletin board and saw the 10 test items submitted by Class A and Class D respectively. 2 of the classes have a chess program. Probably, Oreki-san said. There is a huge gap in strength between Class A and Class D, so this is the only one that interests Sakayanagi. This time she became the commander, so I deceived her, so I took care of her mood a little bit, Oreki said. Ohiri nodded lightly. Then will Oreki-san come on stage? Probably not, Oreki said. This is a book for Suzune Horikita. Horikita will become a chess player in Class D. Sakayanagi seems to be hostile to Horikita-san this time, Oreki said. I hope they can reconcile through a game of chess. Oh. That's it? Hiri nodded slightly. It is said that little Princess Sakayanagi will be jealous. I thought she was that kind of super generous person, because some photos of Oreki-san were circulated from Kushida and Sakura-san, and Sakayanagi-san seemed to have participated in the purchase. But this channel has never been shut down. As a result, he actually became jealous of an honest person like Horikita Suzune. A little surprised. After all, no matter what, Sakayanagi-san can win. Oh no. Could it be that Oreki-san actually prefers Horikita Suzune's side? Actually no. Oreki-san just helped the weaker side. He has always chosen the middle ground. In this way. In the evening, Horikita Suzune was called out and asked to completely master the rules of chess in a short period of time, and Oreki would give her chess guidance starting the day after tomorrow. And that's what Oreki-san said. The only sure win events in your class are Syudo and Kojinjis. So the guarantee is only 2 wins. And this is without me showing up. This exam will take 7 rounds. At the same time, every exam will be broadcast live. And this live broadcast can be seen by classmates in the class, and may also be seen by people who are not classmates in the class, Oreki said. In other words, I don't ask you to win, but don't lose too badly, right? Although she was sure that she was the loser from the beginning, she was still a little unconvinced. I accepted this challenge, Horikita Suzune said. She believed that her academic and athletic abilities were not bad, but she stayed in the school for almost a year and was beaten many times, so she did not deliberately participate in academic or athletic programs. She also knew that she could not win with her own strength. Because they were facing Class A, they couldn't gain absolute crushing power. But now, the only thing that can participate is chess, which the whole class can't do, and in fact, she can't do it either. In this way, the battle for the command tower exam between Class A and Class D was laid out. But did he? Oreki-san received the message here. But after just one glance, he put the phone down. Can I just ignore it? Horikita-san, on the other hand, has already been asked by Oreki to familiarize himself with the rules of chess, and is arranging the chess pieces and accepting his instruction. Unlike Itaiji, Oreki-san doesn't touch other people's hands excessively, so he only guides Horikita in a regular manner. Horikita is a newbie, and so is he. But it does not prevent him from reading a lot of books, reading a lot, and memorizing a lot of chess records. As long as the number reaches a certain level, he can feel the feeling of enlightenment. This is a quick fix. This is how Oreki-san hopes that Horikita-san will master it and then present it to Sakayanagi-san. If Horikita is asked to learn chess, then she will learn chess, so there is no threat to such a well-behaved person. It was a classmate who reported that Yukimura from your class had a private date with Katsuragi, Oreki said. Maybe I want to get the 5 items that class A will actually take the exam from Katsuragi. Did Yukimura-san and the others do such a thing? Horikita was stunned. Generally speaking, you can't survive in this school if you are too upright. But there are some things you'd better not touch, Oreki-san said. There is another reason why Sakayanagi declared war on Class D so easily. There are too many spies in Class D, so Horikita-san's plans and even strategies may have been betrayed. Therefore, Class D will definitely fail in this exam. And this is probably why Ayanokaji-san said without hesitation that he would not be able to perform as a commander and would just wait to lose. The enemies are all in the base camp, and this kind of battle cannot be fought at all. And Katsuragi was invited out by Yukimura. Will Katsuragi-san be incited to rebel? It's really not something to worry about. No need to worry at all. Katsuragi-san was asked out by Yukimura from Class D. Although my time is not very valuable, I don't get asked out casually. Katsuragi-san came to the shoe cabinet. Then he looked at Yukimura Terahiko, who asked him out. Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yet. Chapter 442. Katsuji-san, on behalf of Class D, I am asking you to give up on this exam. Yukimura pushed up his glasses and said. Oh. Katsuragi looked over. Although the members of the Katsuragi faction on his side are constantly shrinking, they have also obtained information. That is, although Ayanokaji is the commander of Class D's exam this time, Horikita Suzun is actually in charge. The 10 projects selected by Suzun Horikita were based on the strengths, specialties, and strategies of the students in Class D, but she did not tell anyone what the 5 projects in the final assessment were. Everyone is just asked to practice according to the projects they are assigned to participate in. It seemed very confidential, but it also revealed that she had no one she trusted absolutely. So the news cannot be leaked too much. But after all, they were Class D who shined in the sports festival, so Katsuragi didn't completely despise them. After all, the current test items can be decided by students based on their own strengths. Therefore, if the swimming event announced by Class D is Takaharaji or Syudu, then their class Oreki may also lose if he does not come forward. In this way, the steady Katsuragi comes to keep the appointment. As a result, what is this Yukimura-san from Class D talking about now? Actually, do you want him to let go? And this is probably your fault. Oreki-san put down his phone and said. The mobilization you did in the class made the students in your class seem to have the strength to fight even if they were facing Class A. So I tried my best to increase my chances of winning, Oreki said. Isn't that a good thing? Horikita said. If someone in the class wants to climb up, it will be easy for everyone. It's not a good thing, Oreki-san said, because there are no gaps in my class. So he might be hit hard. Horikita. Was it a big blow? The current Yukimura-san has not been hit yet. Rather, he is working hard now. This hard-working person is Yukimura Terahiko. The top student in Class D, whose academic ability is lower than that of Horikita-san, has also been criticized, but it is undeniable that he is in Class D, but he also wants to do something for the class. Just like the last forest exam, he gained something. He wanted to give the class a little edge. Yes, I hope you can tell me what your Class A's final 5 projects are. Then I hope you can let the students in our class loose on the projects you participate in. Certainly. This is not for nothing, but after the exam is over, our Class D will give you 2 million points, Yukimura Terahiko said. 2 million points, Katsuragi's brows moved. Yes, in this exam, even if Class A's overall strength is very strong, if you look carefully at the 10 announced events of Class D, you will also find that it is impossible for your class's students to win so much. It's fast, so it's possible to lose, Yukimura said. So, what you want to say is that Class A may lose, and then it is reasonable for me to let go. Yes. And I hope that we can establish a long-term cooperative relationship. Katsuragi-san, Your partner Tatsuka-san was expelled from the school in the last class vote to withdraw from school, Yukimura said. I see, I saw this. However, Katsuragi remained calm and looked at Yukimura. Yahiko did drop out of school, but Yahiko chose to drop out of school voluntarily, so I will not act for him. In other words, even if he drops out of school, Yahiko can still pass the written examination and go to the university he wants. So he can accept the current solution, and so can I, Katsuragi said. So, it makes no sense for you to use this to divide us, Class A. Also, when will the 2 million points you just mentioned be cashed in? Now you Class D can't even gather 1 million points. And you are not a class representative, and you do not have the authority to collect points. You don't even have the most basic negotiation conditions ready, and you want me to assist you. Do you think I will accept it? Katsuragi said. Even if you touch porcelain, you can't do it with such a bang. This Yukimura was momentarily stuck. In fact, he just thought of how he often saw Katsuragi and Tatsuka Yahiko inseparable, and then Tatsuka-san became a dropout from the last special examination, and then wanted to instigate rebellion. As a result, he was left speechless when asked. Because Katsuragi-san actually doesn't have any negative emotions because Tatsuka was expelled from school. Of course Katsuragi-san doesn't. Because he is also a student in Class A. If it was so easy to instigate rebellion, then he would have been dealt with first by Oreki-san or Sakayanagi-san during the class vote to drop out. In this way, the Yukimura was sunk on the spot. The top student in Class A, Katsuragi, and the top student in Class SD, Yukimura Terahiko and Katsuragi, 1. P.S. It's the beginning of the month, please give me free blades. Ying ying ying. Chapter 187 Class C's Strategy and the Flawless Class B. This time in the Command Tower exam, Class A and Class D fought, while Class B and Class C faced off. Just like what Hiri-san said about Class B when he attended Oreki-san's celebration party. Even though they faced off against Class B was just a more united class. They were little sheep and had no offensive power. In this way, as the real behind-the-scenes person of Class C, Hiri-san is not at all panicked. So when Oreki-san goes to the library to borrow and return books, you can often see Hiri-san reading quietly while holding a thermos cup. Since the content items of the exam have been determined, Oreki only needs to update the chess pieces together with Horikita. Work is easy. Then, both Oreki and Sakayanagi accepted goodwill that Nagamo-senpai arranged for the second-year students to come over to assist the students of Class A in training. The reason is simple. Neither he nor she likes waste. In this way, everyday life seems very fulfilling. But this day is a little exception. Oreki-san plays chess with Horikita-san every day from 19 to 21 o'clock after dinner. But today is different. The game ended at 19:30, and Horikita-san was ready to leave his room. And the saying is this. You played chess well yesterday. You have memorized more than 100 chess games these days, so I will give you a little reward today. You don't have to continue playing chess today. Although daily hard work is important, occasional relaxation are also very important, Oreki-san said. Is that so? Horikita Susan was doubtful about this. Because she felt that her progress was not that great. Or do you want to continue to memorize more chess games? Oreki asked. There's no need for this, but Horikita Susan quickly cleaned up the chessboard, put the chess pieces away, and then quickly left his room. The speed is jaw-dropping. But it will be like this. Because the plan provided by Oreki-san to Horikita-san really memorizes it, and by memorizing enough chess records, one can gain understanding. This is a very boring process that can even make you want to cry. Moreover, he once recommended books to her on how to do things efficiently, and then asked her to apply her experience here, so for Horikita, this is probably a new test. In addition to the test, She also quickly discovered that although Oreki-san said he was learning chess from Itaiji-san, his chess skills had not improved. Just in the process of memorizing chess records with her, I quickly gained more experience. Let her lose every time she plays against him. It's really despairing. Despair for each other's perceived talent, and despair for chess. So today I came here mentally prepared to lose another 20 games of chess. Then, 10 minutes after watching Horikita-san leave, Oreki-san took his cell phone and stared blankly for a while. Then I called a specific person. Later, when his phone vibrated and he remembered, Oreki didn't look at his phone. Instead, he walked directly to the entrance, opened the door, and solemnly invited that specific person in. The other party has a cute golden single ponytail. The facial features are exquisite and delicate. Probably the cutest person among the students in the school besides Yuzusaka Yanagi. And the hair rope is green. This is Kurosawa Megami. However, Oreki noticed that although it was almost 8 o'clock, she was still wearing her school uniform, which probably meant that she had not returned to the dormitory after school in the afternoon. Considering that today is a special surprise for the other party. So Oreki-san pretended not to know and said, "Were you still in school just now?" "Ah, well, after all, my popularity with the boys in Class D is not very good, but my popularity with the girls is quite good now. And I'm still the protagonist today," Kurosawa said, and then he looked over with a hint of anticipation in his eyes. Of course Oreki-san understands what she is talking about, but he always plays chess with Horikita-san. I looked like I was biting my lip and about to cry, so I wanted to find a girl to relieve my mood. So Oreki-san pretended to be surprised. "You're the protagonist? What does that mean?" However, this made Kurosawa-san draw a long tone. "Don't you know?" "What do you know or don't you know?" Oreki asked. "Kurosawa." "Oreki. So, is it really okay to call me over at this time?" Kurosawa said. "After all, don't you want to protect me and not reveal our relationship to others?" "So, if I were in your room at this time." Kurosawa was obviously a little angry because Oreki-san acted too straight, but now he seemed very embarrassed. Although she was very cute, Oreki-san felt that it was okay to tease her some more. "In this case, don't worry," Oreki-san said. "Horikita has been coming to my room for a while. She decided to become a chess player herself, so she came to learn chess from me." When? Hui looked surprised. "So you two were alone together for a long time? Every day? You weren't swayed by her at all? You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment." Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yu Yet. Chapter 443. Oreki. Wrong. This was not a case where Kurosawa came to catch someone raping him on his own initiative, and he also blew himself up. After all, there are very few people in this school who can play chess, and Sakayanagi from Classic can basically confirm that chess will be chosen as a required test, Oreki said. "It seems that Horikita-san came to study as a business matter." "Oh." Hui-la made a long voice, as if she didn't believe it. "Oreki-san. Speaking of which, today is your birthday, right?" You know. If just now she was still thinking about Oreki-san's attitude towards Horikita-san, now she seems a little elated. "So you specifically called me here and prepared a gift. Let me explain in advance, I have received a lot of gifts from friends, so the threshold is not low," Hui said. "So you really want it? No pulling either. Since you don't really want it, it's my first time to give a girl a gift, and I'm worried about being rejected, so I won't force it. As long as I don't give it away, I won't be said that the threshold is too low," classmate Mu said. This operation almost stunned Kuruzawa. "You're kidding." Oreki-san then opened the drawer and pulled out a beautifully wrapped small box and handed it to her. "I remember the birthday gift you gave me before. So is this returning her current favor?" In fact, for Kuruzawa, the more important thing is what Oreki-san just said about giving a gift to a girl for the first time. Look at it this way, didn't she still earn it? Can it be taken apart? She asked. In fact, I already want to open it. Of course, Oreki nodded. After opening the package, what was placed in the box was a heart-shaped necklace. "This is for me." Kuruzawa seemed a little surprised. "Don't you like it? Isn't this gift ranked very high among the girls in our school?" Oreki said. "Hey, this is how you give gifts. Generally speaking, heart-shaped necklaces and the like are only worn and given to couples who are dating." Megami thought this gift was a sign that Oreki-san finally had feelings for her. The result? It was very popular among the girls at school. "So you just bought it?" In fact, Oreki-san is also very helpless. At first, he went to have dinner with the angry classmate Banliu, and then he thought about trying to impress classmate Banliu's taste and buy a gift that girls would like. But later, Itaiji-san issued a declaration of war against Horikita-san, and then the plot of Oreki-san taking her shopping to indulge her taste was terminated. Then I can only entrust Sakura-san. After Sakura knew that he was going to give Kuruzawa a gift, she immediately recommended this one. He also told me that this was a gift from a boy that was very popular among girls in school. And now look, I told Sakura in the past that he would help Kuruzawa because the two had dated before. Then Sakura-san wanted to help. He was obviously so afraid of Kuruzawa, but he still wanted to help him. Sakura-san is truly an angel. Then why not? Oreki-san said. This is the first time I give a girl a gift, and I know she might be rejected. I didn't say I would refuse, Hui said immediately. But when giving gifts to girls, you need more patience and care. Profound. Oreki-san then recorded it. So, after putting the necklace on her, considering that there was still room for improvement in her academic performance, I helped her with tutoring for a while. Today is your birthday. I hope you can accompany me tomorrow, Oreki-san said. Then let Kuruzawa get off his lap. I have a friend who doesn't have a birthday soon, but I still want to prepare something for her ahead of time, so tomorrow is the weekend, so I can ask you to use your taste to help me choose, Oreki said. Wow! You are really? Kuruzawa was simply shocked. Because this man clearly hugged her just now, but now he wants her to be a tool. Where did he put her? Then you're not going. It seems I can only leave it to Kushida-san, although she doesn't like going out with me on weekends, Oreki-san said. Kushida? That's true. I haven't heard of any scandals between her and any boy. She probably won't go out with boys, maybe on a date, Kuruzawa said. And it would be impolite to ask Horikita-san for help, Oreki added. Benefit? Is it reasonable for her to ask Horikita if it's rude to ask her to please? But this also means that the person Oreki-san wants to give a gift to is not Horikita Suzune. So who is it? It seems that if you like to go out, you can only choose Sato-san. Oreki-san didn't know that Kuruzawa-san had become curious about his private life, but he was carefully choosing someone to accompany him to buy gifts. I always feel that if I tell Sato-san directly that I am choosing a gift for someone else, Sato-san won't be angry. Oh no, there's no need for this, but Kuruzawa immediately held Oreki-san's hand and said, Houtarou, don't be alone with Sato-san. It will be eaten, she said. She is the kind of woman who will covet your body. So never meet her in private. Is it? Oreki-san looked at the ceiling. He felt that if he continued to keep Kuruzawa in the dormitory, he would be eaten. So she quickly took out the hand that had penetrated his shirt when the atmosphere was relatively good, and Oreki-san sent her out of the dormitory. The next day is Saturday. Considering that today is the weekend, Oreki-san and Kuruzawa met directly in the dormitory lobby on the first floor at 7 o'clock, and then headed to the shopping street one after another. Just because it was the weekend and everyone was on holiday, I chose to go out very early. The probability of meeting an acquaintance is very small. For example, Sakayanagi-san, when he used to sleep in, he would not wake up until 10 o'clock. Oreki-san quickly completed the task. Watch the clerk pack and then he proceeds to check out. Kuruzawa stood beside him. I understand a little bit who you want to give the gift to, Hui complained. Because I thought that buying gifts with Oreki-san would require a lot of thought, but it turned out that this straight man was very straight and directly designated the direction of the gifts. I hope the other person can use it often, preferably clothes and accessories. The reason is that the other party also gave him something similar. This statement is simple. It makes people think that she was given a gift yesterday and it was given to her on his birthday. Then there is something similar to a return gift. I always feel like it's better not to pay too much attention to it. In this way. Finally, they quickly found the gift in a hat shop. A black beret. After thinking about the suitable girls wearing hats around Oreki-san, Kuruzawa immediately targeted him. It was probably the silver-haired girl in Oreki-san's class, Sakayanagi Arisu. Sato-san's previous experience can show that Houtarou is the type who has a hard time resisting girls. Get close to him and stick to him, and he will be at a loss. Well, since Itaiji-san is a student in Class A, he can naturally get closer to Oreki-san than anyone else. Well, I'm a little envious of Sakayanagi-san. After all, she wasn't that good. He was not assigned to Class A, but was here in Class D. So they were naturally distanced. It's very early, Oreki-san said, perhaps sensing Kuruzawa's depressed mood. So now that we have a lot of free time, why not go somewhere to have breakfast together, huh? Oreki-san said, suddenly stopping. Kuruzawa also quickly looked over and quickly understood the reason. It was when he saw the Archangel Hanami Ichinos of Grade 1 Class B, and her companions. Chapter 188 The Command Tower Exam begins. The strongest class vs the weakest class. The time now is 7:34. There are no classes on weekends, so most students sleep under the covers. As for the relationship between Oreki-san and Kuruzawa, I can only say that it is, not to say that it is shady, but there is no need to show it to others. So the two deliberately chose an early time to come to the shopping street. But there is also a group of unique people, the little angels of Class B. You can often see them participating in the training of various clubs regardless of rain or shine, so they probably often get up early. But now this is a shopping street. If you come here at this time, you may be planning to eat first and then go to club training. From Kuruzawa's point of view, she only knew Ichinos. However, Ichino's two companions had some impressions. They seemed to be named Kanzaki and Shibata-san. Shibata-san was the boy who ran very fast in the sports festival, but he was overtaken later and fell to the ground in fright. Class B ultimately failed. And this Shibata, because of his cheerful personality and sunny personality, some girls in Class D are also discussing that he is a warm-hearted and good-natured boy. Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yu Yet. Chapter 444. Results now. Don't come over here. I won't be able to control myself if I come here again. But this sunny boy was in a hysterical state. It seems that he can't control his emotions, and Ichinos is comforting him, while Kanzaki Ryaji is looking around, as if he is wary and worried about being seen by someone. While he was watching, he had already noticed Oreki-san and Kuruzawa. The two sides seemed to be meeting each other. Ichinos. Kanzaki Ryaji lowered his voice. And Ichino-san also noticed this. Ichino seemed to hesitate for a moment, then waved his hand towards Oreki and the others. Let them come over. So, a few people gathered at a nearby breakfast restaurant. Ordered some meals. Oreki-san was planning to take Kurosawa to have breakfast. Although he planned to eat alone with her, the classmates in Class B seemed to be very troubled. So Oreki-san agreed to Ichino's invitation. So everyone gathered here. Actually, Fanbo seemed embarrassed, but told the story. Shibata-san was so angry just now that he couldn't control himself because he was harassed by students from Class C. On the 5th, after the 4 classes posted the 10 projects prepared by their classes, the students in Class C began to behave abnormally. Several students from Class C have been following the students in her class these days. For example, Shibata and Kanzaki were greeted specially, and even she herself was followed all the time. The student in Class B is the type of good kid. If you don't interfere with him, he won't take the initiative. But if you keep being harassed, you won't be able to bear it anymore. Especially when Shibata-san thought about how troublesome he was being followed, wouldn't some of the timid girls in the class be scared? So I lost control of my emotions. Isn't this a bad situation? Sitting next to Oreki-san, Kurosawa-san took a sip of his drink and said. Because of what Ichino said, after the 10 projects of Class B were announced, students from Class C would follow after school in the afternoon or when they walked out of the classroom. It makes people feel completely free. It's very troublesome. Ichino looked at Kurosawa and nodded, and said, I tried to communicate with them and ask them not to do such things again, but they were all rejected. And they just followed and didn't do anything violent, so we can't charge them. And the end result is that everyone feels very troubled, Fanbo said. And Ichino also told the reason why he specially invited Oreki-san and Kurosawa to have dinner together after Kanzaki-san discovered them. Yes. They come to invite. I hope Oreki-san and the others will treat what they saw as if they didn't see it. And if the reason is, we are worried that if we tell the truth, the students in Class C will become more arrogant and think that the following plan is effective and can interfere with you, so we will invest more people to interfere, Kurosawa said. Although it's sad, it's true, Fanbo nodded. For now, Class B has chosen the defend plan. They don't want to cause trouble, but they also don't like to be troubled all the time. At the same time, Class C's behavior seems quite strange. I can't understand what the students in Class C want to do. Have you confirmed the list of these people? Oreki-san drank his coffee quietly and said. Ichino nodded. There are Ishizaki-san, Kondo, Komayayama, Ibuki, etc. These names listed are really people who have done all kinds of dirty things under Long Yuan. And this time in the command tower duel, Class B and Class C are dueling, Kanzaki Ryaji said. And the commander of Class C is Ryuan, who has been very negative before. So we doubt whether this is some kind of strategy from Long Yuan. But I have to say that not knowing what the strategy is already makes people feel very bad, Kanzaki Ryaji said. Kanzaki-san was frightened by Oreki-san during the preferential treatment test on the ship. At that time, Oreki knew that the vice president of Class B had a more irritable personality. And now, getting emotional again. But this situation also shows that the students in Class B are already very uncomfortable being harassed. We have already chosen the events for this competition, Ichino added. There is only one bulletin board for the first grade, except for Class A and Class D, which announced 10 projects each. There are also 10 events for Class B and Class D posted on the bulletin board, which are mainly based on academic ability tests and sports competitions. And if they really compare, the students in Class B have the upper hand. This is of course no problem. Because the overall accessories of the students in Class B are already very strong. So it's a reasonable project. I think Class C can't afford to lose. Shibata-san, who couldn't hold back his emotions earlier, said. It must be that they don't have confidence in the projects announced by our class, so they do such dirty things. Although the students in Class C did not use violence. but it is undeniable that this way of following people is disgusting enough and brings psychological pressure. So, maybe the students in Class C really couldn't afford to lose, but they didn't want the students in Class B to win so easily, so they kept following the key students in Class B, making them feel sick. Now that this is the case, what will you choose to do? Oreki-san said. How to do it? Although Shibata was very angry, when he asked him what to do, he suddenly got stuck. Then he looked at Kanzaki Ryaji, who had slightly curly hair, as if asking for help. Kanzaki Ryaji. You ask him how to do it? At this time, he looked at Ichino's forehead. Probably nothing can be done. Fanbo caught the eyes of his companions and said, after all, the students in Class C have never done anything illegal. I think I will probably make an appointment with Ryuan and discuss it with them. In other words, relatively mild methods are still used. In the end, I hope to face the challenge in an upright manner. This is very Class B. If that's the case, I think it might not be effective. But for your class, it shouldn't be a problem, Oreki-san said. Kanzaki Ryaji looked over. Oreki-kun, what do you think? It's nothing. I wish you success in this command tower exam, Oreki said. That's it dash. Although they felt that Oreki-san didn't understand what he said, Hanamai and the others still accepted Oreki-san's favor. Although I am curious, Oreki-san, a student from Class A, often stays with the students from Class D. And this time the exam is also between Class A and Class D. However, Kanzaki-san also had spies in Class D in the past, so it is clear that although Class D is very interested this time, hasn't Horikita-san always had a good relationship with Oreki-san? In other words, your commander is Oreki-san. So, for Class A, playing Class D is the same as playing Class D. So, everyone had breakfast together. Since the club still has activities, Ichino's and the others are leaving. And Oreki-san noticed that when Ichino's left, the moment their eyes came into contact, Hanamai seemed to unconsciously brush the long hair between her neck, but when he paid attention, she looked away. There was a faint scent of jasmine left in the air. Always felt. Ichino's and the others probably really didn't want their torture by Class C classmates to be publicized, so they took the initiative to settle the bill when they left. In this way, Oreki-san's meal was not finished yet, so he continued to enjoy it. However, he was accompanied by Kuruzawa-san, who arranged to borrow taste this morning. Always felt. When Hanamai left, Kei's state seemed wrong. He seemed quite serious and confused. I always felt that Ichino-san was showing his affection just now. Oreki looked at her. What benefit? Hui was speechless at this straight man's thoughts. And in this case, I feel a little sympathy for Ichino-san, because he can't react to anything. In fact, Oreki-san knew that Hanamai had previously accepted Nagamo's debt and then pursued his mission. Then are you interested in what Class C really thinks? Oreki-san said. Although it is very annoying for Ryuan and the others to arrange for people to harass Ichino's and the others, I don't think it is a sore loser. Probably trying to find a crack in Class B. Let the students of Class B be more vigilant against members of other classes, so Ryuan's idea is probably to find spies from Class B. But I don't think this solution is effective, Oreki-san said. After all, Class B didn't lose a single comrade in the last class vote to drop out, which means they spent 20 million points to protect their comrades, so there shouldn't be any betrayal. After all, this is a class that is willing to spend 20 million to protect anyone, Oreki-san said. Okuruzawa nodded. You don't seem to be interested, Oreki observed this. Because I'm not a student in Class B, Hui said. It's better to say that Horikita is going too far. He actually arranged for me to take an English test. Is this some kind of Tianwen horse racing that lets us inferior horses make up for it? Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yu Yet. Chapter 445. Megami's academic ability has improved, but it is definitely not enough to represent the class. To be precise, this strategy is Tianji's horse racing. Horekita's strategy is to use inferior horses to consume Class A superior horses with strong academic abilities when competing against the academic abilities of Class A, and then regain the points in the next academic comparison. Kuruzawa's reaction was also very direct. Yes. Since it had nothing to do with their class, the two of them had dinner, watched a movie together and played for a while before they separated. In this way, 4 classes. Each class trains for its own assigned event. Although he had seen the result of the duel between Class A and Class D, Oreki had always known that Itaiji-san in his own class wanted to target Horekita-san. And I'm afraid, after this exam, Sakayanagi-san will attack him. This kind of thing, he was also under a lot of pressure. Then it was directly reflected on the chessboard. I can't stand any more. It is now the 19th, and Horekita Suzun is learning chess from him as usual. But I can't stand any more. Today, Horekita Suzun seems to lose confidence quite easily. He even kept retreating. Sorry, Oreki-san said, the closer the exam comes, the more stressed I feel. Because you're under a lot of pressure, so you play chess to torture me. Suzun quickly grabbed the wrist of his left hand as he was rearranging the chessboard. Look over with sharp eyes. My chess game was taught by Sakayanagi Arasu, Oreki-san said. You are influenced by what you hear and see, so you strike later. This way you can become stronger quickly. And Horekita, you don't want to lose so miserably during the live broadcast, Oreki said. Ringtone. Horekita-san fell silent for a moment. This is the state of being grasped. Yes. My brother is about to graduate, and this time the command tower exam will be broadcast live. If you want to see it, you can see it. If it were another project, if she used a data panel to display her data, the data wouldn't be bad. However, there is no event where students from Class A can definitely win. Therefore, she obediently chose to be the chess player of Class D. The reason is that Oreki-san said that chess is Sakayanagi Arasu's favorite chess, and it is probably the occasion where the other party will take it seriously. So you need to show your strength here. So, let's have another round, Horekita Suzun said. The day after tomorrow is the day of duel. I will improve myself. Then do it obediently and look awe-inspiring. In this way. That night, Horekita Suzun lost another 10 games. This made her reluctant to continue playing chess the next day, and Oreki-san had no choice but to let her do it. In fact, it was time to recite and lose too many times, suppressing her for too long, and then let her start to play freely and work hard to find a victory. In this way. On the 20th, Oreki-san gave Horekita Suzun a day off. And he himself took the books she borrowed but didn't want to go out to the library to return them. Chapter 189. The duel begins with each other and the final decisive battle. Beep. Student card. After arriving at the library, Oreki-san went to the administrator with ease and returned all the books Horekita borrowed. But he didn't leave immediately. Because I found a beautiful girl with silver white hair staying in the same place. Drinking tea from an open thermos cup. Judging from the color of the tea, it probably contains wolfberry and chrysanthemum tea. Very healthy and at the same time very relaxing. You are really laid back, Oreki-san said. How can I compare to you? Hiyori-san quickly stood up. Oreki-san is probably the only student in Class A who can be so laid back. This is true. Because Class A has prepared 10 corresponding projects, and only 5 of them are confirmed. Then we also arranged for people to do corresponding training for the 10 items listed by Class D. After all, Horekita-san did not tell everyone which 5 items were tested this time. So even if there are a bunch of spies in Class D, but they were not informed of the information at the beginning, the spies in Class D would not be able to pass it on. As for Class A, I still have to show off my basic ability to handle everything. So everyone is quite busy. Only Oreki-san is so laid back. There was no event that Sakayanagi required him to participate in. According to Sakayanagi, if even Oreki-san had to play, then it would be really shameful for us as Class A. But it's not good to be too conceited, so I hope Oreki-san can play the role of a rescuer. Rescue equals trump card. In this way, since Oreki-san still has a heavy responsibility on his shoulders, even if he doesn't participate in training, there is no one to blame. In this way, he had a lot of time to train Horikita Suzune. From this point on, I still have to thank Banliu. But since I met you today, please help me, Hiri said. Get the book for me. Oreki-san read books like crazy for a while because of the incident involving Daiichi Nose. And this time is finally free. And today, in order to ease Horikita-san's mood, I return the book for him. So Oreki-san probably reads with a purpose, but Shiina-san is different. You can often meet her here. So, even though I have Hiri's mobile number, if I want to contact each other, all I have to do is go here. After contacting him, Oreki discovered that Hiri liked reading more than he thought. She often carried a big school bag, but it was not textbooks, but various books borrowed from the library. And do you want to read a book today? Hiri wasn't tall enough, so Oreki came to the bookshelf and took down the book she wanted to take. Quantum Mechanics. Profound. After a brief glance, Oreki-san lost interest. So, even though the decisive battle will begin soon, you are still reading these books so leisurely. Does that mean you feel at ease? Please don't make fun of me. I just don't want to waste my efforts on test results that won't change, Hiri said. In other words, this is indeed the case. Class C and Class B fight. Ryuan and the others tried to arrange for someone to deliberately harass Ichino's and the others to make the students in Class B more vigilant. In this case, it's just a cover-up. The real purpose is to make Class B hostile and pay attention to them, but this will make them lax about their internal weaknesses. In other words, Ryuan wanted to find a spy in Class B, and then let the spy target the students in Class B. But there are problems with this strategy. That is, if the spy cannot be found, nothing can be done. If you can only go up according to your true ability, then Class C will be crushed by Class B. Judging from Hiri's condition, the spy was indeed not found. I slightly withdraw my opinion of Class B, Hiri said. The unity of this class is also first-rate. Then do you want to change your mood? Oreki-san said. For example, let's play the next game. Oreki took out the small chessboard he carried with him and placed it on the table beside him. Okay, Hiri nodded, but I'm a little accomplished at chess, so don't cry later. Thank you, Oreki-san, for taking care of my mood. Well, I think so too, please be merciful. Oreki remained elegant. Then 20 minutes later. Isn't it nice to read? After Hiri-san lost 3 times in a row, he threw the chess piece into the trash can. My recommendation today is this. David Copperfield. A literary masterpiece, but the male protagonist has 2 wives, too. At this point, the painful time finally came on the 21st. It's the day when the first-year students, Class A and Class D, will compete against each other, and Class B and Class C. Generally speaking, the rules of the Command Tower exam are quite extensive, but in reality, 2 classes each select a command tower, and then the students are used as chess pieces to arrange command and control. Only the final victory is victory. In addition to the participating students, ordinary students can stay in the class. As expected, the equipped projectors will project live broadcasts of the competition. The students stayed in the class, waiting for the instructions to be arranged, and set off according to the schedule. The 5 required test items for Class A have been decided, namely chess, abacus mental arithmetic, English test, social science test, and mathematics test. Then it has been submitted. Then, I'll set off. The silver-haired girl sitting next to Oreki-san held her cane and stood up. As the commander, she is going to the special classroom. But it's a little bit regretful, Sakayanagi-san sighed, because we are in the same class. Although this is a good thing, it is also a pity because we can't compete with Oreki-san. In other words, she was completely unmotivated for this exam. This is true. Judging from the 5 must-test items, only chess and abacus are suitable for intervention by Banliu, the command tower. Among them, abacus and mental arithmetic can only participate in one of the 15 questions, which is almost equivalent to watching the competition in vain. However, Oreki-san feels that Sakayanagi does not need to be discouraged. Because he also arranged for Horikita-san from Class D to play against her at her favorite chess game. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yu Yet. Chapter 446. Then, the last special exam of the first semester of the first grade, the capstone exam has officially begun. The live broadcast started quickly and was sent directly to the command tower. 15 minutes after Mr. Itayanagi set out, with the school bell ringing, the first-year special examination command tower showdown officially began. In this way, the 4 command towers are already in place. There are 4 desks in the multimedia classroom in the picture, arranged 2 by 2. The command towers of the 4 classes were seated. Opposite them there is also a huge display screen, which broadcasts the current status of the respective 7 exams in real time. And they were sitting in front of the table, with a notebook on the table, and there was a window on the notebook that opened to see the scene on the screen. There were also headphones on the table, so they could put on the headphones and just try out the computer for the exam. The command tower cannot directly use voice to interfere with the exam, but it can give prompts within the allowed time, but it needs to be typed and then converted into a machine voice, and then passed to the peers in each project. There can be only one companion who receives the prompt. Then start choosing. In the showdown between Class A and Class D, the first event choice is swimming. The 5 items in Class A are chess, mental abacus, English test, social science test, and mathematics test. The 5 events in Class D are chess, basketball, swimming, English close, and typing competition. The computer then selects 7 items. The first one selected was Class D's project. In this type of sports project, the command tower has no chance to intervene, or in other words, intervention is useless. Because the man is indeed very handsome. There are no surprises. Kojinji Rokusuke from Class D participated in this project. And he fulfilled his words and directly won his first victory. Kojinji of Class D is indeed a monster. The person who was arranged to participate in the swimming event was Hashimoto, who was only halfway through the swim compared to Kojinji, who had already completed the competition. According to the rules of the exam, Class A was deprived of 30 class evaluation points by Class D. Katsuragi-san is also in the classroom now, watching the live broadcast of the game. In fact, Katsuragi-san thinks that Oreki-san can be arranged to play in this project. Oreki-san's physical fitness is very good, so he may not lose to Rokusuke Kojinji, who has the highest physical fitness. But he once proposed it, but it was immediately rejected by Sakayanagi. The argument is, the weather is so cold now, Katsuragi-san, do you really think it is appropriate for Oreki-san to go for winter swimming? What should I do if there are sequelae of freezing? Oreki-san is too precious to be used in a competition like this. So, Hashimoto-san, who seems to be resistant to cold weather and likes to wear only a shirt, was arranged to play. The school is very humane. According to the original rules, each event lasts for 1 hour. However, if it ends early, it will not forcefully wait for an hour. Instead, it will wait for an hour after confirming that both players are ready. The second game started after a 10-minute break. Basketball game. It mainly tests rebounding and shooting. The basketball game is considered a multi-person event, but students in the game can only participate once, unless all students have participated before they can play again. Takahiraji played in the swimming competition and therefore could not participate in basketball. But there is a bad guy in Class D basketball. That's Houtarou. But, except for Houtarou, everyone quickly spotted another man with blonde hair. That's Hirata Yasuke. Isn't he autistic? Next to Oreki-san sat Kamuro-san, who was also staying in the classroom. The shrine is the front row of Banryu sect and can receive a lot of information. Then, at the same time, I also learned that Hirata had defected to the Banryu section, but after the last special exam, Hirata collapsed, and she was also thinking about whether Hirata could no longer be used. The result, are you playing now? It's probably Class D's trick, Oreki-san said. Actually not. Hirata is a weapon given to Ayanokaji by Oreki. Now that Hirata can play for Class D again, it means that he has been redeemed by Ayanokaji. And Hirata's value is naturally positive, so this kind of exam also requires Hirata's presence. In this way, his cooperation with Ayanokaji is going on steadily. Moreover, although the second game now is Class D's advantage event, don't forget it. Students in Class A are initially assigned through the school's evaluation system. Therefore, the athletic ability itself is not low. And Nagamo-senpai, who was given free money, arranged for the Tool seniors to come over for training. It can be said that we have the right place, right time, and right people. At the same time, we didn't play basketball in the past, we just trained for a week to catch up. In the end, playing basketball is nothing more than that, Gitu said. It's pretty easy. Gitu is a member of the Banryu sect. He is stern, but he seems quite sincere when he speaks, and these sincere words form an attack. What? Houtarou received a major blow. This is a hard attack. In the projects that the other party is good at, his performance is calm and relaxed. Houtarou, hold on. No one is better suited to play basketball than you. Hirata noticed the situation and quickly encouraged him. That's right. Houtarou regained his fighting spirit. But very scary. The students selected by Class A to participate in the basketball project, each of them can be seen as relatively unfamiliar with basketball, but they are indeed good at it. As for Class D, there are only Houtarou and Hirata. In the second game, basketball Class A won by 6 points. One game saved Katsuragi-san wiped his sweat while watching the live broadcast. Sure enough, the sudden attack by Junji at the beginning made people feel that the pressure increased. There are still many capable people in Class D. Then Houtarou's basketball project was selected, which made him nervous. After all, Houtarou is also a bad guy, and he has already obtained the status of a regular member of the basketball club in the first grade. As a result, we still have to compete with the strength of most students. This is the shortcoming of Class D and the strength of Class A. Then, the exam is divided into 7 rounds, and no matter what the result of each round is, you need to complete them all. However, if you win 4 out of 7 games, you can also get a 100-point class evaluation score from the school as a reward. It can be said that Class D this time is very good. Unexpectedly, they at the bottom also brought pressure to the students in Class A. But now, it's time for the students of Class A to show off. The third project started to be drawn, and the drawn project was Abacus Mental Arithmetic. It's a project for Class A. As for Katsuragi, who is good at abacus and mental arithmetic in Class A, there is another classmate named Tamago Emi. There are not many people who can do abacus and mental arithmetic, and there are only 2 in Class A. There are a total of 15 questions, which need to be answered within a tentative time. However, at the beginning of the game, the students in Class D chose to abstain. The reason is simple: there are no students in Class D who are good at abacus and mental arithmetic. Although there are students like Yukimura in Class D who are good at academics and are good at mathematics, abacus and mental arithmetic are not just about mathematics, they require quick reaction ability. If you haven't learned it, you basically can't do it, and even if you have more than 2 weeks of training before the exam, you can't compete with others who are good at abacus and mental arithmetic. In this way, the third game was given to Class A for free. And because Class D directly abstained from the third game, the fourth game has already begun. What was selected was the Project English test of Class A. What a subtle combination! Arisu Sakayanagi muttered in the special classroom. Because the one appearing in Class D is Kuruzawa-san, who went on a date with Oreki-san before and whose academic ability is not very high. And this is Tianji's horse racing. Chapter 190 Maesumi Kamuro vs Suzun Horikita. Horikita, he taught me how to play chess. Tianji races horses. Because the strength of the two sides is unevenly distributed, but if the order is changed, it may have an unexpected effect. True. Class D arranged for Kuruzawa and the others, who were of average strength, to appear, and the result was clear. It is used as a discard. The reason was that the students in Class D chose to abstain when they could not complete the test for 10 minutes. The commander of Class D has also thought about it, however, Sakayanagi said so. Obviously, if you use the discarded piece in the exam, then it is probably to come back for the next exam paper. In the exam rules this time, each class provides 5 competition events with rules, and the number of people required for each competition event is different. For example, the English test requires that each side of the battle arranges for 6 students to play. And once he plays, he occupies a spot that only plays once. Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yu Yet. Chapter 447. So the next time we encounter an exam related to academic ability, the top students in Class A will be exhausted and will no longer be able to play. This is Class D's plan to accumulate their own academic masters and then compete against each other. But it's a pity, will her luck be so good, Sakayanagi said. Although the commander of Class D currently in the examination room is Ayanokaji-san, Ayanokaji-san has not given any instructions since entering the exam room. Rather, it seemed that Class D was mentally prepared to lose and be deprived of protection. It can also be seen from this that the real commander of Class D this time is Suzun Horikita, who has not yet taken the field. The next round is English close. Because the students of Class D abstained early, the onboard digital teacher of Class C, who was the invigilator, directly announced the next computer-selected exam in advance. It's still an English test. It seems that luck belongs to our class. In the classroom of Class D, students who did not participate and those who had already participated in the project and returned remained in the class. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief as they watched the 5th exam that was selected by machine. The rest is up to you. Make up our share. Kuruzawa-san and the others, who returned from abstaining from the 4th English test, said to Yukimura Terahiko and Kushida's best friend Miyu, who will represent the class next. There aren't actually that many academically capable people in Class D. There won't be more than 7 in total. But Juyunji has already participated in the swimming event, so he cannot appear. Kushida-san is a candidate for the typing project, and Horikita-san is a candidate for the chess project. There is no guarantee that he will be selected for the typing project and the chess project later, so we can only arrange for the remaining top students to participate. But fortunately, the English close project provided by their class only has 2 students. So I arranged for classmates Yukimura Terahiko and Wang Miu. Yukimura is recognized as the academic leader in the class, and Wangmiu, although not the academic leader, is very good in the subject of English and always gets full marks. And she is also the top horse in the Tianji horse racing chosen by Horikita-san. So what is the combat power of such a high-quality horse? This classmate Wangmiu's English question-solving ability is indeed excellent. Although it is a command tower, you can directly see the live broadcast of the competition scene, and Banliu noticed that the students in his class had already chosen the wrong question when they were doing the questions. But classmate Wangmiu was extremely smooth both in reading and doing the questions. It's like going through a large number of questions. This level of close puts no pressure on the other party. Sakayanagi retracted his contempt for Class D. Teacher Mashima said that this special exam can also be regarded as a final exam, which combines the student's academic ability, athletic talent, and even luck. Therefore, students are arranged to choose the projects for the design competition exam. But the difficulty is also much more difficult than the projects given by the school at the beginning. In this project, although the students in class are balanced in all aspects and even have excellent hardware, it is undeniable that Class D can still pick out some outstanding people. Therefore, because 6 places were occupied in the last English test, Class A once again faced off against Class D. The carefully prepared English close was somewhat insufficient. English close was won by Class D. In this way, Class D won the first swimming competition. Class A won the second basketball game. Class A won the third round of abacus mental arithmetic competition. Class A won the fourth English test competition. Class D won the fifth round of English close. Soon came the key items. As long as Class A wins again, Class A will win this exam. Chess, the project in which Banliu is most confident, has not yet appeared. Therefore, Class A still has the advantage. It seems that Lady Luck is standing here in Class A today, Oreki-san said in the classroom. Because the system's random draw in the 6th round has been released. Chess. Chess is among the 5 sports offered by Class A, while chess is also included among the 5 sports offered by Class D. Rather, it is a bit surprising that both classes have come up with this project, and that it has only been selected now. It seems that this is not even the finale. The results of this special examination are about to come. Get a crucial victory for the class, Oreki-san said to Kamuro-san. There are 3 people in Class A who can play chess. In fact, in the beginning, only Sakayanagi Arisu was unable to do any exercise due to physical discomfort, so she chose chess as an activity that suited her. So he is an old chess player. During the holidays, she tried teaching Oreki-san to play chess, but Oreki soon discovered that her focus was not on teaching him. In this way, we arrived at Kamuro-san's place. I knew the rules of chess in the past, and then I also received formal training from Sakayanagi in the past 2 weeks. Oreki also paid attention to Kamuro-san's changes during the days when he was teaching Horikita-san. Judging from the fact that he was always full of energy, he probably wasn't tortured by Itayanaga. In other words, Itayanaga didn't care about Kamuro-san's own chess skills. Because in a chess game, the command towers of both sides can intervene. Chess is 1 vs 1. The required number of people is 1, and the time limit for playing chess is 1 hour, overtime will result in loss. Rules based on standard regular chess rules. The command tower can give instructions at any time, and there is a time limit. The commander's thinking time for each move must not exceed 5 minutes, and the total consumption time must not exceed 30 minutes. The rules here are a bit interesting. Initially, Sakayanagi-san thought that the command tower could provide guidance only after the 21st move, but Oreki-san suggested changing the situation. The command tower can be used to give instructions to one's own team members at any time, which shows that one can actually intervene in the first move of chess. Because of such loose rules, Sakayanagi can completely regard Kamuro-san as a tool for placing chess pieces. As long as Kamuro-san doesn't place the wrong pieces, the level of Kamuro-san's chess skills really doesn't matter. And now, Kamuro-san stood up. Although Oreki-san gave her a request to win a crucial victory. But the real person playing chess is Sakayanagi behind her. She should tell Sakayanagi to bring back this crucial victory for the class. She is just a tool anyway. In this way, Kamuro-san left the classroom, and after a while, he saw Kamuro-san in the room where Chibashira-sensei of Class D was the referee. In addition to Kamuro, the chess players from Class D also arrived at the scene. The other party arrived earlier and seemed to be well prepared. The referee for this exam, Sae Chibashira, was on Horikita Suzun's side. "How's your state of mind?" Chibashira asked the other party. Logically speaking, a teacher shouldn't say so much to a player, but as a teacher, Chibashira's feelings can certainly be understood. Because this class climbed up from the garbage heap. Although it is still about the same now, judging from the examination situation, this class is not hopelessly rubbish. Even in the class, there are a few outstanding people. In this way, as a teacher, it is impossible not to have mood swings. A dead pig is not afraid of boiling water. However, what surprised her was that Horikita Suzun said with a straight face, "But I will try my best." It was indeed a straight face. Horikita Suzun stopped feeling cold almost as soon as she saw the chess table placed in the center of the classroom. It was as if chess had done something very painful and hateful to her. Then what you can see is that Horikita Suzun sat quietly in front of the chessboard, closed her eyes, and seemed to be thinking with her eyes closed. Quite serious. "I don't like playing chess." Horikita Suzun opened her eyes and said, probably after noticing that Kamuro had arrived. The divine room. In fact, Kamuro doesn't like playing chess either. Playing chess requires thinking and even strategy. This kind of thing is a bit stressful for Kamuro. But Horikita Suzun, you don't like playing chess, what are you going to tell her? Sakayanagi. Oh. Sakayanagi stared at the screen emotionlessly. As a chess fan, Horikita Suzun really said something that made chess fans -1 in favor as soon as she appeared. However, one person asked me to get off. Horikita Suzun continued. Although the time was short, I also memorized more than 300 chess games. So I'm going to do my best. Show all the results of these days of hard work, Horikita Suzun said. Sakayanagi. These words made Sakayanagi quiet for a moment. Because did Horikita Suzun memorize more than 300 chess games in just over 2 weeks? Memorizing and understanding the chess game is equivalent to gaining 300 or even double the experience of playing chess. However, Sakayanagi started to teach himself at the age of 6, then played with a machine, and then played with himself. After all, this is the only way for her to develop her intelligence even though she is unwell. So she has more experience. If we use statistics to describe it, Horikita Suzun has 600 chess games, while she has 10,000. Beep. And the exam continues. Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yu Yet. Chapter 448. And Horikita Suzun's side made the first move. Sakayanagi. This starting chess piece caught Banliu's attention. Because this is the first hand plan she likes. Then she remembered teaching Oreki-san. It seems to be the same as the message received. For more than 2 weeks, Horikita Suzun would appear on the boys' floor from 19 to 21 o'clock every day, or to be precise, she would go to Oreki-san's room. Don't think anything will happen though. But the result is this. Her Oreki-san has been playing chess with Horikita Suzun for more than 2 weeks. All that can be seen is Horikita Suzun playing chess without emotion. Like a chess player. It's an amazing feeling. Although Horikita Suzun was playing chess, Itaiji felt like she was playing chess directly with Oreki-san. So he went out of his way to teach Horikita Suzun how to play chess. In other words, What did Oreki-san want to tell her through this? Although I don't understand. But Banliu had to take action. Because Kamuro-san is a poor chess player, he probably only knows how to place chess pieces. So now is the time she needs to take action. Through the live broadcast, Oreki-san noticed that 2 of the 4 commander towers had disappeared. Ryuan and Hanami Ichinos left the special classroom. Because their exams are over. In this showdown between Class B and Class D, Class B was very lucky. Originally, Class B had 5 projects, Class C had 5 projects, and then the computer system randomly selected 7 projects for the competition. The projects produced by their respective classes are of course beneficial to their own classes. As a result, he won 4 out of 5 projects from Class B, plus he has been harassed by Class C for a while. So the students in Class B worked hard. Won 4 games in a row. Directly won the exam. Then, he also won one of the 3 events in Class C. So in the end, the showdown between Class B and Class C ended with Class B winning 5 and Class C winning 2. And this was probably a very torturous exam for Ryuan and the others. It's a cruel situation where you can't do anything but use your strength, and then you have to lose in terms of hardware. I can't play anymore in the live broadcast, the chess game has also come to an end. Susan Horikita, who only had 600 games of experience, lost to Arisu Sakayanagi, who had over 10,000 games. And Class D's luck has come to an end. The 5 events that Class D prepared this time were chess, basketball, swimming, English clothes, and typing competition. Among them, 4 projects from Class D were selected. The last remaining event is a typing competition, and the person participating in this event is Kushida Kikyo from Class D. She has many friends, and in order to contact a large number of friends at the same time, she has to hone her hand speed. Oreki-san has experienced this many times. So if it were switched to Kushida-san's project, Class D could still move back to the first round. But they were out of luck. The 7th game selected was a project from Class A, a modern literature test. And Class D no longer has a top student. In the end, after being put on the shelf, and then in the cry of Sato-san who left the scene crying because he couldn't do it, there was a showdown between Class A and Class D, the strongest and the weakest class. The curtain has come to an end. Chapter 191 Battle with Sakayanagi Arisu. Real chess game. First grade bulletin board. The special examinations of the 4 classes were over, but teacher Mashima from Class A was already standing there, and then wrote the results of this special examination. Class A add 150 minus 60 add 100 equals add 190 points. Class B add 150 minus 60 add 100 equals add 190 points. Class C minus 150 add 60 equals minus 90 points. Class D minus 150 add 60 equals minus 90 points. The score looks a little strange, but this time, Mr. Majima has been very tolerant of the special exam. In previous exams, teachers would say that they would not inform the students of specific score deductions and hope that students would think for themselves. But this time, there was no need to think. Because this value translates into a total of 7 duels between Class A and Class D. Class A won 5 games, lost 2 games, and finally received an additional reward from the school with 100 points. The same goes for Class B. This time it was the upper class that won. Class A and Class B both received bonus points of 190 points for class evaluation, while Class C and Class D each received a deduction of 90 points for class evaluation. Isn't this a good result? After Mr. Majima left, members of the student council arrived. It was the student council president Horikita Manabu who seemed to be unsmiling, and then there was the secretary Tachibana Akane. Akane Takabana Senpai was holding a folder as usual. But when looking at Oreki-san, the senior's expression was very subtle. That's right. Because they are now graduating graduates, but they are also living a hard life. 95% of the class's class evaluation score must be used as debt repayment to Oreki-san, so the living expenses left for them are not enough. But this was a result of spending points to buy one's own future, and it was also the result that everyone agreed with, and no one complained. But when I actually faced Oreki-senpai, the creditor, I felt really weird. She herself was also wondering if she had reported her experience to Horikita-san earlier, this outcome might not have happened. But what Horikita said is that what is in the past is in the past. Although the optimal solution was not achieved in the past, the current results are not bad, right? Not bad indeed. Your sister. Oreki-san has already prepared to show Horikita-san's harmless nature to Sakayanagi-san. Then he arranged for Horikita to play chess with him. Of course, this was not what persuaded Horikita Suzune, but the high-sounding hope that she could grow. And this kind of words can also be used here. Although Horikita-san is not the command tower of Class D this time, she is the final planner, Oreki-san said. Judging from the results of the showdown between Class A and Class D lost miserably. However, there were still some achievements in the process. At least the students in my class will no longer look down on the students in Class D so much. If that's what you're talking about. Just as Manabu Horikita was about to speak, he suddenly remained quiet. Secretary Jujian quickly looked over and found a fox-eyed girl with beautiful straight black hair running towards here. As for this fox-eyed girl, everyone present was familiar with her. This is Horikita Suzune. Call. She probably ran here in a hurry, so when she finally arrived at her destination, Horikita Suzune was out of breath. Oreki-san, and my brother are here too. Horikita Suzune didn't seem to expect to meet here, so she was a little surprised. I've heard Oreki tell you about taking the exam. Horikita pushed up his glasses. Lingian, you have changed a lot since you entered school. According to my judgment, you can continue climbing up. Horikita learned to encourage her sister, which is quite rare. You must know that when enrolling in school, Horikita Academy asked his sister to drop out of school without hesitation. But now, she is allowed to move on. In other words, he recognized her. Then naturally I agreed that she could continue to make progress in this school. And this is what Horikita's sister has always wanted to get, her brother's approval. And now it has been obtained. Oh. However, Horikita's sister seemed to be relieved. He didn't stop for long, but quickly set his sights on Oreki-san. Looking for me, Oreki-san asked. Suzune nodded. We lost the chess match, Oreki said, pushing his forehead. So, are you very unhappy? No, Horikita Suzune answered very simply. I'm just a little bit unwilling, and I want to win it back next time. Then just laugh, Oreki said. Why? Horikita Suzune frowned slightly. Because you are strong enough. Oreki then stretched out his hand to her. Congratulations, you can still maintain yourself despite enduring such mental torture. You have grown, and this is quite significant. It's important. It's also what I hope you can learn. And your brother also sees it. Boom. Horikita seemed stunned for a moment, maybe because he didn't expect Oreki-san to say that. She was asked by Oreki to show her strength in this special examination. I want to show an answer sheet to my brother who is about to leave school. And she thought that even though she tried hard, Class D still lost in the end, and it was a very bad paper. Result. It seems there's more to it than that. Because I didn't expect that winning or losing in this exam is not important. What is important is to train her and make her become independent. Horikita Suzune's mind suddenly flashed that Oreki had been training with her every day these days. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yet. Chapter 449. He even sacrificed his own time to guide her. Although the process of learning chess was painful, it was undeniable that she could feel that she had changed differently from before. And the person who changed her. Horikita Susan bit her lip gently. I don't want to show my expression. But everyone can see the fluctuations in her heart. Then. She briefly wiped her hands on her clothes, then stretched them out, and held them together with Oreki's. Yeah, she smiled. Thank you. Horikita learned. Jujian. The two looked at each other, and now they seemed to be superfluous. Horikita Manabu pushed up his glasses. Take a look. He knew that his sister had been deceived after she stepped out of his shadow. Although I am disturbing you now, Horikita Manabu said. But you should probably be prepared. Are you ready? Yes. The special exam for the first grade is over. For Horikita Academy, or for this school, it is very important that the current student council president steps down, and then the new student council president is elected. Anyone who wants to grasp the position of class students will understand the value of the position of student president. I will consider it seriously, Oreki-san said. As a student of Class A, after knowing the authority of the student council president, Oreki-san was thinking that if he wanted to seize the position of a student in Class A, he would indeed find a student council president in the class. And now it seems that the candidate for the student council president has to be confirmed. So Oreki successfully sent Horikita-san back to the dormitory, but when he was about to return to his room, he found a girl wearing 3 hairpins appearing behind him. Give him a pat. This person is very familiar. It's Kamuro Maesumi-san in the class. Did you get the stuff? Oreki-san said. The divine room. Sakayanagi asked you to come over. Then. She paused. I don't understand you at all. Even as she said this, she still took out a small box from her pocket. Although Sakayanaga's request was embarrassing, Oreki's request was not that difficult. Since she was the one who went to the store to plunder all the family planning supplies, she was probably the one in the school who was suddenly asked to get such things and was able to get them quickly. There are some things that I don't understand, Oreki-san said. Rather, in this command tower exam, his project has really begun. Because the dormitories of his classmates were in the same building, Oreki didn't go very far. After Kamuro opened the door, what caught his eye was pink wallpaper and a bed full of stuffed animals. Very girly. Even the floor is covered with mats that are designed to worry children from falling. Again, very girly. And Sakayanagi-san. With pure silver long hair, white and rosy skin, and slender and delicate big eyes, the girl who can't help but hold your breath is sitting there elegantly looking at this place. As expected, no matter how many times I see it, Sakayanagi-san is so cute. Although some people commented that Kurosawa is cute, Oreki-san can only give a fair evaluation. Sakayanagi Yuzu is the cutest one in the school. Due to his extraordinary physique, Oreki-san quickly discovered that he seemed to smell a moist feeling after getting out of the bath. According to experience, it seems that the other party took a shower within 30 minutes from now. Take a shower. Oreki-san knows that the formal exam is Horikita-san's trial, and the end of the exam is his trial. Then he looked at Kamuro-san. Thank you for your hard work today, Kamuro-san. Yuzu Sakayanagi said elegantly. Your game today brought a crucial victory to our class. I can inform Tianzhong and the others to hold a celebration banquet for you. This is unnecessary. Kamuro didn't like such lively activities. Moreover, most of the students in the class are from different factions, and the gathering activities are probably for the purpose of exchanging information. She is not the type who likes to be in contact with others, so it would be a good thing for her if Sakayanagi doesn't control her from now on. Then I'll trouble you to take Mao Mao with you today. Sakayanagi probably saw Kamuro-san's reluctance, and then said. Today's chess game was not fun. Oreki-san and I are going to play another game. It will probably take a long time, but it will be time for the cat to eat soon. Does that mean that if she doesn't go to the celebration party, she has to take care of the cat? Understood. So Kamuro-san squatted down, and Oreki-san's cat Hate ran towards her. One person and one cat temporarily retreated from here. But Oreki-san didn't take any action. What? Is there something strange in my room? Sakayanagi asked. Sakayanagi was sitting at the small table. The four small legs of the small table were tied with brown paper and then placed on the bed. Sakayanagi Yuzo himself was sitting on the bed. She was on the bed, and there was a chessboard on the little table. This seems to be an invitation for people to confront each other. Oreki was no stranger to this state. During his holidays, he had been here many times and played chess with Sakayanagi many times. Not really, Oreki-san said. But I hope you won't target Horikita Suzun again. Horikita-kun. Sakayanagi seemed to think for a moment. Then Oreki-san, I hope you can tell me truthfully, what is the true meaning of your choice to teach Horikita Suzun how to play chess in this special exam? You may have discovered it, Oreki said. Horikita Suzun can actually develop in other aspects in this exam. Then I wanted her to learn chess, and she started learning chess. And come and study as I ask you to do every day, Oreki said. Sakayanagi. Sakayanagi. Sakayanagi pondered the meaning of his words. In other words, Horikita Suzun is the type who is indispensable to you and completely obedient to you. And she really couldn't do this. That's really a pity, Yuzo, Sakayanagi commented. What she wanted was to stay with Oreki's classmates, instead of becoming a tool like Horikita Suzun. Because isn't there a saying that says so? Is it to be a treasure chest of memories or a handy toolbox? But Sakayanagi blinked softly, so, let's continue playing chess. As you know, today's game is very boring. We already know the result, so we can't get excited at all. This sentence is in contrast to her words when she went to the special classroom as a commander. It's a pity that we can't compete because we are in the same class. Since we can't compete in the exam, we didn't say we couldn't compete in private. I have already felt Horikita-san's chess skills, Sakayanagi said. And Oreki-kun can teach her like that, which means that her chess skills have improved a lot, so let me have a taste of it. Ken. Oreki was already at the entrance. Hearing her words, he turned around and locked the door behind his back. Do you want to take a shower first? Sakayanagi asked. No, it's fine now. Then walk towards Sakayanagi. Next, it will probably be a duel between the two of them that cannot be shown to outsiders. For Sakayanagi, it was also a test that transcended shame. She covered her face with her hands. Although I thought my slender body would still attract some Uncle Lolita fans, it turned out that it was too shameful to take off all my clothes. Although I already had a premonition, we really need to fight, Oreki said. Please let me go, Mr. Oreki, a lustful high school student, but Sakayanagi-san quickly chose to beg for mercy. Aren't you using no strength to resist? Oreki-san felt that he could take advantage of the victory and pursue the attack. Then please take responsibility. Sakayanagi seemed to find it impossible to retreat. If I didn't want to be responsible, then I wouldn't have come all the way. Arisu. This may be the first time Oreki-san calls her name. Somewhat lively. But quickly. Wait, Oreki, Houtarou, don't. It's obviously an important matchup. However, Sakayanagi Yuzo quickly begged for mercy. Stop, it hurts too much. This is not a duel at all, because, it's too big. Indeed. Considering her body, she is still too weak. Oreki-san has also considered this. As a result, a game that was supposed to continue ended with Sakayanaga's unilateral begging for mercy and abstention. Probably waiting for her to rest and relax, Oreki-san put the chess pieces that were messed up by some excessive movements and the chessboard that was thrown on the ground back to their original positions. And Sakayanagi-san has also changed into pajamas again. It's a pity, but my body may not be adaptable. I'm sorry that I can't let you enjoy it to the fullest. Sakayanagi-san was a little disappointed. Oreki gently stroked her hair to comfort her. Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yu Yet. Chapter 450. For the first time, it was barely qualified. And Sakayanagi also understood why Horikita-san's presence was needed. Do a popularity survey to see which heroine everyone likes more. 1. Kurosawa Megami. 2. Horikita Suzune. 3. Kushida Platycodon. 4. Sakura Eri. 5. Hiri Shiina. 6. Yuzu Sakayanagi. 7. Hanami Ichinos. 8. Tian's Yuxia. 9. Chibashira Sage. Chapter 192. Fill in the blanks. An elevator. Class A, First Grade, scored 2,818.5 points. First Grade Class B 1,641.5 points. Grade 1 Class C, 508 points. Class D, First Grade, 492 points. The class evaluation scores of each class have also been updated after the Command Tower showdown. Judging from the results, the 4 classes maintain their initial rankings. Compared with the senior grades, the scores of first grade class A are quite terrible, and they seem to have broken various school records continuously. Although Class B of the first grade is a little weaker than Class A, compared with the current data of the second and third grade students, it can be considered excellent. As for Class C and Class D, the second-year Nagamoya is a class that has made compromises with each other, so both Class C and Class D students have food. But comparing Class C and Class D in the third grade, they appear to be much better. Generally speaking, it would not be a shame to end the first year with such results. But the exam, which had been prepared for nearly a month, was over, and the students didn't care at all. For example, this morning. Today is Wednesday. Although the results of the exam have come out, for Class D, in this exam, everyone also saw the shortcomings of their class, and then there is still a little glory. In other words, even when facing the excellent Class A, Class D still has some parts that it can resist. As a member of Class D, Megami Kurosawa still has some confidence in the class. The only thing that made me feel stressed was that the exam ended with the modern literature test, which was drawn to Class A then because there were no top students in the class. Sato-san and the others with average grades had to be let in, and then they lost. And because of this, Sato-san cried for a while. She also comforted Sato-san for a while. She suddenly felt that Horikita-san had arranged for Sato-san and the others to go on stage intentionally. Because Sato-san joined Takaharaji-san's cram school at a relatively late stage. That is to say, they are not so focused on learning, and then let them experience the inadequacy and unwillingness, and then they will work hard to study. From this perspective, Horikita-san's interpersonal relationships and profound thoughts are a bit scary. I really think she will go to Class A after accumulating enough points. Kurosawa was in a good mood. Because besides finding out that his class isn't all trash, there's also a little bit of hope. Before the Commander Tower exam, Houtarou remembered her birthday and gave her a gift. Although I unexpectedly learned that Houtarou has a good relationship with Horikita and Arisu Sakayanagi from Class A. But his first experience of giving a gift to a girl was finally getting it. Rounding it all off, it was considered his first time. Although he has always said that he does not want to fall in love in school and only wants to study. However, the two finally had emotional contact. According to Rounding, they will be dating soon. For girls, love is a spice that keeps people young and happy. especially after the stressful exit exam and the duel on top. According to her academic ability, although there is still 1 month to wait for the written exam, her grades are no longer in danger and she can spend the semester leisurely and then have a relaxing winter vacation. But I still need to go to school. Because there seems to be a resignation of the student council president and the election of a new student council president at the end of this month. With this feeling, Kurosawa walked out of the dormitory. "Good morning, Hui," someone greeted her in the elevator. After a year of getting along, if Kurosawa Megami initially wanted to use the extroversion of a strong hot girl to integrate into the class and not be bullied, then she is now very successful. Because she also made friends. Although we can't completely open our hearts yet, we are still friends. This is very rare for her who has been chosen to be the target of bullying in the past. "Morning, Maya." When the other party called her name, she naturally also called the other party's name intimately. This is Maya Sato. Purebred hottie. Although he looks unruly, he is actually quite cute. It's just that this Sato-san is a good-looking guy. During the sports festival, he confessed his love to Houtarou because he ran fast. However, Houtarou declined in front of everyone who was eavesdropping. In other words, to Xiaohui, Sato-san is a loser. But she also had to admit that Sato-san was really a terrible woman. Carnivorous. He was obviously a loser, but he ended up taking away Houtarou's first kiss. She always remembered this. But it's a pity that Sato-san, Houtarou gave her a birthday gift, and Sato-san's birthday was actually the day before her, but Houtarou didn't give Sato-san anything at all. In this way, with a little bit of complacency and sympathy, Xiaohui got in touch with Sato-san again. Speaking of which, Oreki-san didn't appear in Class A's exam this time, Kurosawa said deliberately and lightly. "Yes, but that's okay, otherwise Oreki-san would have seen my embarrassing scene," Sato Maya said. Then he clenched his little fist as if he was determined. "I decided to study hard. After all, it can't be too embarrassing, right? Is it? In other words, you haven't given up at all." What a terrible woman. Megami feels that she needs to pay more attention to Sato-san recently, and she must not be left alone with Houtarou. "Good morning, Sato and Kurosawa." On the elevator side, after going down to the first floor, some classmates came in immediately. The girl who greeted them was the popular queen of the class, Kushida Kikyo. "Hello Kushida. Kushida, you also wore jasmine perfume today. Hey, I like this smell lately." The girls immediately started chatting. Probably because they were in the same class, they became lively. The only one who didn't think it mattered was the black-haired girl with foxy eyes standing in the corner, holding a vocabulary book and reciting the words. "That's Horikita-san. Horikita-san is as aloof as ever." Xiaohui paid attention to her. But Horikita-san doesn't pay much attention to people. He's the kind of person who keeps to himself. This makes Xiaohui a little envious and a little worried for her, because without friends it is easy to be bullied. But Horikita-san is very good at fighting, so he should be fine. In Xiaomei's mind, she recalled that Horikita-san helped Houtarou beat Manabe and the others during the preferential treatment test and took pictures, so Horikita-san was actually her benefactor. Then she should say hello to Horikita-san. Only. The words are on my lips, but I can't say them out. Because in the girls' atmosphere, everyone is avoiding Horikita-san intentionally or unintentionally, so does she break the unspoken agreement by saying hello like this? And although Houtarou is not a gift to Horikita Suzune, the fact that the only boy Horikita Suzune will act with requires special attention. After all, Megami thinks she is cute, but Horikita-san is also super pretty. But in fact, it's not that much to worry about. Because Horikita-san doesn't understand love at all. Otherwise, Horikita-san has been in contact with Houtarou for a year, so wouldn't she have pursued him? And Houtarou has no intention of pursuing her. According to Kuruzawa's understanding, Houtarou seemed to regard Horikita-sen as a useful tool. Therefore, in this era, it is really rare to have pure friendship between men and women who have a very clean relationship. But this is reassuring. Only. Although it is a little reassuring that Horikita-san seems to have no understanding of emotions, but at this point, if Horikita-san understands emotions, wouldn't it be super scary?